Well, here we are at the end of this backyard renovation landscaping project. It is what it is for this year, and I'm happy with where we're at, but it's not finished. I'm realizing as things are growing and I'm remembering more what things did, some more things that I need to do for next year. So I'll summarize that with you as I go around here, but just as a little summary, in case you didn't see my first video, which showed the canvas we were dealing with, to the left of these pavers here were 2 additional fish ponds. So we removed those. Everything was a jungle. There were huge fig bushes that came out way far over this end. Just things were not kept up for years. So this bed here, we reduced the size of these a little bit to be in line with this concrete platform that has our central air unit on it. And then we cleaned them out. These had huge fig bushes in them, huge root systems and branches, and they were massive. We experienced them last year and we were willing to part with them. We didn't want them that close to the house. But we do have one right over here. And we do have several others throughout the property. So it's not like we totally eradicated them. But this one's coming back for this year. They are kind of slow to get started, but then they grow robustly. It's crazy. These are my dahlias that I'm planting this year. They did not appreciate their transplant, but they are snapping back here now a little bit. My foxgloves. These are all things that I planted. The daffodils, which are falling over. You can see I wrapped some up there just to kind of control them. They were here. And then I've got some more dahlias over here. Where there's a stake, there's a dahlia. They're not all tall enough yet. And then I've got a couple annuals. That right there is a tall snapdragon. This here is a perennial I planted this year. So now this was just a muddy area. And my husband was removing the pavers that were in front of these ponds over here. And we have quite a stack of them. But I said to him, you know, could you just do a little area where you step out? So it's not just mud or grass or dirt or right outside this patio door. We don't have a patio here yet. Not sure what we're going to do with that at this point, because we just have other things that are of greater importance. But so my husband is working on this right here for me right now. And that's, you know, life got busy and we haven't really been able to work on that. I've got a couple of plants I started from seed right here and more daffodils. This shrub I cut way back. It had all these vines and things growing up over it, and it had like smothered it out. So we're gonna see how that does. Give it a year or two. This thing, I've decided that we need to cut back a little bit. And these bushes that I had also cut back heavily, these are lilacs. They're filling in. I'm anxious to see what happens with them. Again, they were kind of choked out by these viney things. I don't know what they were. But we got mulch in here. You can see I got grass planted where the ponds used to be. Grass was planted in front of that rock flower bed over there, and it is flourishing, and I am so blessed for that because I did get it started a little late. Got some grass seed under this thing here. So things are going well. Now some of these shrubs I couldn't remember what they did, and I don't know. There's still a lot going on here. I eradicated a lot of things. You could see in my videos. Right here, these peonies are getting ready to bloom, and they will die back once they do bloom. But I've got some other things planted behind them because there will be a hole there then. I still can't remember what this shrub does, but it's here. Can't remember what these do so far. Nothing that has impressed me, and they may be exiting, but not right away. Here's a grapevine back up on this fence line, which has grapes on it. I don't remember it last year. It might have just been snuffed out. Might have been there. Look at my new grass. It's just phenomenal. I'm so thrilled with this. So definitely next year, I want to cut this back some. I think it's just too spindly, maybe, and it's just too big. And I'm not exactly sure what you do with these holly trees slash bushes. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but again, I think we need to do a little trim up on that. Maybe these Chinese maple trees as well, because bushes, shrub things, because they're pretty big too. But this is another one of these plants, the same as that other one I just showed you, and I'm not really sure what it does or what it's going to do. But here's some more peonies. These were here. These are getting ready to bloom. This one has bloomed. Beautiful. And then this is the one pond that we kept. And we kept the pavers here at it. Temporarily, my grill is living here. And then we have some more grass I planted. This was all overgrown. Grapevines were in this tree shrub thing. They all had to be cut back. I'm trying to leave this a little more open for some airflow to help the grapes. And I know this is not how you are supposed to grow grapes, and I did cut them back considerably this year, but they produced really well last year. So didn't want to hack at them too much. I am not a grape expert, but. And then these were here. They were kind of spread around different places. I kind of put them together. I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing with those, but. And this is a hydrangea bush that was given to me by my parents. It's a beautiful bush. So it's slowly coming back to life here. It might be a rough year for it, but we do have lots of growth. It's just, I think this year it's not gonna quite be its champion self, but I do have full faith that it will come back. And here again, this is another hydrangea bush that was here. It was choked out by about 5 other things. Vines were growing over it. Another shrub. It had like 2 limbs of life, and so we chopped it down. And I said, let's see what happens. And it's looking good. I'm very pleased with how it's growing in. And if you'd have seen it last year, you would have wondered if it was what it was gonna do. But I'm excited about this. I have high hopes for this. So this is it. Check out my first video to see what we started with. It is a whole different world. It still can be a little more work, and you know, that back line still needs some finessing, but it is about 100 times better than what it was last year and where we started.